Hello, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Fructose, and for maximum enjoyment, please turn on subtitles when they appear on the video after a few hours of uploading. My Project Sekai journey started a year ago when it piqued my curiosity after seeing it in passing. The card art spoke to me, and especially a certain character design. Something about an empty-eyed, gloomy, purple-haired anime girl eerily contrasting the bright yellow background that symbolized happiness attributes spoke to me at that time. So I downloaded the game around the end of the Wedding Ryu and Toya gacha. While the game was downloading its files, I, as any impatient gacha-addicted player would do, swiped past the character previews and laid my eyes upon Asahina Mafuyu. At that moment, it was number one at first sight. It intrigued me. Why were her eyes so dead? I wanted to know what happened to her, and this naturally drew me to the group she was in as well. I read the story and she resonated with me. At the time, I was depressed without medication and was unaware of my condition. All I felt back then was emptiness and numbness, as edgy as that sounds. I completely understood her situation as I was so trying to keep the act of being a good student and pushing my grades for my parents and teachers while juggling some more undesirable feelings. In the gacha games that I played, I have never felt this type of connection with a character before, so this was something special to me. None other character hit as hard as Mafuyu. As the Carnation Recollection gacha rolled around, I armed myself with a 51k reroll in hand courtesy of my friend and started rolling for her. I had a peek at the leaks from a person in a fair server of all things and saw the Mafuyu 4-star. This was my chance. Unfortunately, as my luck goes, I didn't get her. I then spent 18k more. I still didn't get her. As some time passed and I continued to play the game and the Snow White in Oblivion gacha came around. 28k sunk in and still no Mafuyu. I kept getting other cards except her, and on that day, I learned how helpless Project Sekai's rate-up system was. Even sillier was that I got 4 Honamis, including her birthday card, which I got from solo at the time. I thought, why not test my Honami luck? The irony of me wanting one honor student but getting the other one is really funny. The final nail in the coffin was no Mafuyu. I poured in the last 18k I could farm, but alas, no Mafuyu. My Mafuyu dreams were dead. That right there is what I like to call the 87k no Mafuyu incident. I think about my horrible luck a lot. How I completed the Resonate With You set before getting a single Mafuyu or Enna on that account. But I'm very grateful that I did because it seemed like for the first time in a while, I chased after something that wasn't just an impulse. Sure, I did some solos for Beat Ijo Kohane, I would admit, but they weren't as significant as my orb spinning for Summer Thor and Loki, which could be funneled into my legendary Nana funds. Enough about Fair, on to the next section of this video. As I interacted with more people who liked Project Sekai, someone ruined Mafuyu for me. They said that she was selfish and I didn't dare to stand up to see my favorite slandered, so I just accepted it. That was the moment that she was ruined in my eyes. I felt bad for liking her because of that person's authority in our friend group at the time. Don't worry about this, because I distanced myself from them for my own good now. Another thing that changed was, I got therapy! Hooray! I started to be able to feel things again, and my parents became aware of my situation. I stopped feeling the pressure to do well in school while struggling with the swirling thoughts in my head. I started to relate to Mizuki and Enna more, which is another thing to write about. Back to Mafuyu. Due to the circumstances changing and her getting ruined for me, I liked her less. I found other characters to relate to as I started to understand my situation even more. I didn't feel as lost anymore like Mafuyu was, and was starting to feel more emotions again. I was healing, and that was a good thing. Sometimes and even now, I would look back and think, oh wow, I really changed a lot for the better since a year passed, and feel grateful to my friends and the help that I received. I do wish I was still in that honeymoon period, as she was really ruined for me by that person. She is a really good character, albeit not the one for me, but I do wish I liked her more. But this feeling has led me to make friends with other people. With the release of Mafuyu's third focus, bringing in the song Bug and her starting to realize the pain, I've come to like her even more again. While not as much as before since she is my third favorite, second belongs to Kanade, and first is triple tied between Mizuki, Enna, and An. I'm pretty neutral on her at the moment with a slight preference towards liking her. As for the game itself, my currently account actually has a Mafuyu card. Although not the one that I was originally seeking after, she's still very pretty and I am very glad to have her with me. This was written on the date of Project Sekai's second anniversary, and I just wanted to celebrate a year of Project Sekai with a little bit of writing. However, this video isn't over yet. I decided to analyze two of my favorite Mafuyu cards, so please stick around with me further for that. Bias aside, the symbolism in this card is fantastic. At this stage, she's in the middle of realizing the pain and drowning in it, hence half of her body being in the light and the other half being shrouded in darkness. This is the first card we see with nature being wrapped around Mafuyu's arms and legs that don't allow her to have free movement, signifying her lack of free will. With her free hand, she's trying to grasp the carnation petals falling from the light, symbolizing countless efforts of trying to save her. A lot of people have pointed out that in most of Mafuyu's cards, she's not taking action or seen showing any urgency, and this is one of them as well. The marionette slowly comes to life as she reaches out towards the light that she has not felt in so long. The same is seen in Untrained, which looks quite similar to her infinitely grey Untrained, but right at the corner, some warmth can be seen, which is a good sign for things to come. While it is a shame that this card has no outfit, I still love it lots and hopefully this made you appreciate this card too. It's not as notable as her limited cards or her bug card, but it has a special place in my heart for so many reasons. Writing this made me just realize how much I love this card too. Let's talk about Bug next. Here comes the card that blew everyone with its stunning visuals as well as the symbolism that came with it. As many people have pointed out, in most of Mafuyu's cards, she's not taking action. She's limp like a doll, but this one is different. From her painful expression, to her hands and limbs struggling to remove the vines and strings tied to her, she has come to realize all the pain she has been feeling for so long. Her disgust at the strings that bind her contrasts with the blank expression she normally wears before this moment. According to the interview, the hospital concept was chosen because of the relationship between Mafuyu and her mother that lies at the core of that event. It highlights how Mafuyu's mother overrides Mafuyu's dreams of becoming a nurse, with her mother's of becoming a doctor. The theme of the household is seen where we see Mafuyu's empty fish tank and her bookshelf. Mafuyu's outfit, of course, is based on a nurse uniform. The swirling vines represent that confusion and instability in Mafuyu's head, as she's now realizing that she wants to forge her own path. She's like a lost child in the dark, paralleling what happens in the event. The world around her seems alien, filling with paranoia, showing by the swirling patterns also being on the windows. The flowers shown in the card are clematis, black lilies, meiosis, and ivies. Clematis are plants that climb around incomprehensibly, possibly signifying that Mafuyu feels what she is doing is crazy. Another thing that clematis does is climb around Mafuyu's limbs, something that is also seen in her Carnation Recollection card. Funnily enough, the clematis flowers represent mental beauty and ingenuity. Meiosis is a genus that includes the forget-me-nots that symbolizes true love and respect. Lilies represent mourning and grieving. They are the flower of goodbyes. I would love to have this card in my account, as this card is unlike any Mafuyu card we have seen so far. Not including the anniversary card, since I wrote this before it was released and I'm very mad at myself. I'm looking forward to seeing the development of her character and seeing where she goes in the next event she appears in. Thank you for watching this video and I hope you have a good day.